We're here.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, wake up! Welcome to the After Party! Wake up, put your hands up, put them up! It's time that you make your voice heard! Wake up, put your hands up, get them up! Hell yeah!
Welcome to the Still Real After Party. I am your host, Zanca. I'm here with my new co-host. Would you like to explain who the hell you are?
Yeah, my name's Jake, and I like wrestling.
So
yeah,
I figured he'd be a perfect addition to this. So a lot of people used to ask me what happened to the Still Real Radio, the old podcast. Basically, Josh had a lot of cool opportunities he wanted to take advantage of, and he ran out of time. So I figured, what the hell? We'll put it on hold, and I'll wait till I find somebody who I can give the hot tag to. And I came up with this hunk of man right here.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah. So basically, guys, hang in there. It might be some rough sledding, but I feel like we're gonna find our footing.
I mean, I'm probably not as good as Josh, but here I am.
Yeah, you're off to a rough start. But it's okay.
You know what? Doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
All right. So how do you want to start this? Should we start right at like a Raw recap, or should we start? I feel like I want to have a good debut here. I don't want to be like a Shockmaster type guy, you know. Although he still lives on in infamy.
I feel like we aspire to be the Shockmaster, or like the Shockmaster.
I'm definitely more of a Shockmaster than Y2J guy personally in life, not just, you know.
Okay, instead of being the Shockmaster, let's aspire to be the Brooklyn Brawler.
Oh, there you go. Just someone who hangs around. Or, nowadays, Kurt Hawkins.
That's the Still Real After Party Wrestler of the Year already.
No
That's the wrestler of the podcast.
I got to give it to him, my man.
We have, I run the Twitter account. And we follow 3 people.
Okay, and
yeah.
Kurt Hawkins is one of them?
We follow Kurt Hawkins, James Ellsworth, and just WWE.
Wow. So what is that Twitter handle?
Still Real AP on Twitter.
Okay.
Couldn't get the full thing, but the name is the full thing.
That's not bad.
But look up Still Real AP on Twitter, and that is us.
And if you still want all of the Still Real to Us news, because we're under that banner, it's Still Real to Us O is not there. It is the number 2 US. It's a little bit of a fucking kick to the gut before the stunner. So, I wouldn't mind starting off with a little talk about my personal new favorite professional wrestler.
Oh boy,
Jason Jordan.
Oh my god. See, we'll get to this in the SmackDown recap, but my new personal favorite wrestler is Chad Gable.
So yeah. So basically, American Alpha all the way.
They're doing okay. Jason Jordan, sure, that's fine. He's just kind of a whiny kid now, but so is Chad Gable. They're basically doing the exact same thing, but on opposite brands, and I don't think anyone's noticed but me.
I see a lot of similarities in Raw and SmackDown recently, like when it comes to, the chick stables and how they're losing and how they're winning. It's the same thing night after night.
The three woman stable, it's all the same. I don't get it. I don't really care, because if it works, it works.
But I will say this: Jason Jordan has stolen my heart, man. I'm sorry, but he's basically Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and and that was my favorite character. So I'm on board 110% with how they're booking him right now. It started off rough for me because I was like pretty much like everybody else. I was like, this is awful. But
it was bad for a lot of people.
Now when he comes on though, my dick moves a little. I get a little excited. I'm like, this is gonna be hilarious, and I can't wait.
Did you see Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin on SmackDown?
I did.
He's just annoying and the worst, and I love it so much.
It's funny because every tag team I just see splitting on SmackDown for whatever reason. I just see them, Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable. Eventually, I really feel like they're gonna have some intense matches down the line because both those guys can go in the ring.
I hope so. I mean, they haven't really. I mean, they're kind of now doing something with them. They just had a segment with Daniel Bryan, so it's important.
It's like their 4th title match now in a month and a half, basically.
Yeah,
so it's like they're definitely trying to do stuff with them, but they're having trouble getting over it. I'm a Chad Gable fan, but personality-wise, he definitely needs to either ramp up, the snarkiness or whatever you want to call it.
I loved it.
Or tone it down.
Whatever he was doing on SmackDown this time, I loved it because I was laughing. I actually out loud laughing about just his how he's speaking to Daniel Bryan, and it was very amusing.
I really hope they run an angle because, the 25th anniversary Raw is coming up and both brands are going to be there, I believe. I want to see, a backstage segment where, Gable just kind of walks by Jordan. They walk by each other and give each other a weird stare. Like, do I kind of know you from another universe?
Like, who are you?
Yeah. And then just move on.
I got beef. I got beef about the 25th anniversary of Raw.
Why? What's up?
They've announced everybody.
No.
Okay, they've announced there are going to be very few, if no, surprises at the 25th.
I think they just know, though, like, the way the internet works now, everyone's going to get out there anyway. Unless you're, like, a Chris Jericho type who can really, kayfabe everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to get out. You're going to see somebody at an airport or whatever. I mean, we know that Ronda Rousey had dinner with Triple H, so it's like, we're not supposed to know that. You know what I mean? Like, stuff gets out fast.
Know,
so I think they're trying to get ahead of the curve.
But, like, when I was younger... Yeah. There was no Twitter, there was no Facebook, there was nothing like that.
Yeah, you had a hand jacket to fucking magazines, not porn sites. I
actually was surprised by things, and now that's not the case. Like everything. I feel like they announce everything. Like I feel like the most common example is John Cena returning.
Yeah.
Every time it's like he's coming next week. I'm like, cool. John Cena's coming.
They do that with Brock every time. Brock is returning. It's like, he should. He's the champ.
No, I wish he wouldn't.
So the thing, though, is you can't become cynical about that stuff because everybody knows. I mean, and if you watch wrestling for long enough, you can pretty much follow an angle and be like, I've seen this kind of before. I know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
You just got to get lost in the dumb shit that you go, like, Braun Strowman pulling down a scaffolding on a Brock Lesnar and Kane. It's like, yeah, we know eventually Braun Strowman's probably... Actually, I think Kane's probably going to take the pin and lose, Brock's going over at Rumble or whatever because they want to move him to Mania.
Keep reminding me.
So I think if you get lost along the way, it's a lot more fun. That's how I stay not cynical.
I can't because I have a firm hatred for Brock Lesnar. So
where did this, why? Where did that stem from?
He's got 2 to 3 moves at most.
Most guys do, though.
Yeah, but it's so much more obvious with him because it's either an F5, a suplex, or an F5 or a suplex, or an F5 or a suplex. So he's got 2 moves. He doesn't even have 3.
He has, a shooting star press?
Once. That didn't go well.
I think the guy, he's amazing in my book, but he's definitely...
I'm bored.
Turned into... I'm
bored with him.
I can understand that.
Back when he was younger, like when he first started, fine. He was fine. He wrestled. Like he didn't just throw people and hurt people. Like that's it. That's all he does now.
True, but if you saw that guy in a back alley, you would think that that's exactly what he did. He was just going to throw you and hurt you.
That is a fair point.
You wouldn't be like, oh, this guy's about to drop toe hold me and then go switch from a headlock, wrist lock. You know what I mean?
He's got a background in real wrestling, too.
That's true, and he could pull it off. But a lot of the guys, he's so big, too. He faces a lot of guys who aren't on that level, whereas if he's doing that kind of shit to, like, a Finn Balor, it would look weird. You know what I mean? He's just a bear. You got to maul him.
That's a good point. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is.
That's why I'm looking forward to hopefully, Braun just takes over, and he's like, no, I'm winning.
So you think Braun's going to win?
No, I don't.
You said.
I do head and heart picks. Like, my head says Brock, my heart says Braun.
I want everything Braun. I want it all Braun.
It's funny because it's like, people are like, oh, you're just a mark for Braun. Like, yeah.
Yep.
I enjoy watching him.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being a mark for anyone.
Yeah. When he comes on my TV, I move to the edge of my seat like I just did because I'm talking about him. It's fun. So it's like, what the fuck is he going to do now? He's pretty much done. He's been garbage trucks. Yep. There's been ambulances.
He's just flipping things and he's destroying everything. It's awesome.
It's just
and I want it to continue.
I agree.
That's just what he does. He's a monster. They say it every week.
And it's great, too, because he's, like, the only guy really pulling, like, the Stone Cold shit off. Like, Stone Cold, every week, you'd be like, what's he coming out with now? Now it's, what the hell's Braun going to throw on somebody?
I read something, I was on Facebook, and I read something that said someone started working at a glass factory, and every time they hear glass shatter, they think Stone Cold's going to come through, like, their work and just destroy everything. It's awesome.
That's going to be awful, man. I can't imagine every day just being disappointed that Stone Cold's
not there.
Coming through the door.
I know.
Well, what are you going to do, man? I guess, I shatter glass all the time in hopes that Stone Cold will just appear, and it just never works for me.
That's like his calling card.
He think
just
it's like
hears
a bat
it.
signal?
He just hears it, and he shows up, and he's like, I'm here to stun people.
Yeah. Oh, that would suck, because actually I'm usually alone, so it would be me getting stunned. But
but
I just want that one, cheers right before he kicks you in the gut.
Think about it this way. If you got stunned, you'd be on the same level as the president. So.
If I got stunned, I would definitely be happy about it. I feel like it would hurt.
I'd take a stunner, sure.
I've taken a pedigree from a lot lesser people on the independent circuit before, and
not named Triple H.
Yeah, and I was very happy about it. So I would definitely take a stunner from Stone Cold the more I think about it.
Fair enough. So, do you want to get into Raw?
Oh, I already covered Raw. Man.
I mean, pretty much.
Braun and Jason Jordan.
Braun killed people, and then Jason Jordan was a whiny baby, and it was awesome.
I will say this. Yeah, let's get into it.
There was more.
Yeah, there was. I mean,
but I have a bunch of ridiculous
notes.
Took notes. Yeah, I took notes because why not? I mean, most of them are just what's going on in my stupid head, and my first one is I'm not excited about this because I knew it was 3 hours ahead of me that I just had to sit there and take whatever WWE was throwing at me.
So you must be super excited for 5 hours for the 25th anniversary.
That it's 5 hours?
I'm just floating around.
Why? Okay, yes, I am, and I'll tell you why. Because it's going to be 5 hours of people I like.
Yeah, nostalgia. Yeah.
And this was maybe an hour and a half-ish of people I like.
Yeah.
And the rest I'm like, eh.
It kept my attention, actually. More than
it was
SmackDown,
okay.
For once. I will say this. Raw kept my attention longer. SmackDown, I had a little bit of a lull in the middle where I was just like trying to really keep up.
I feel like Raw had that too, and it was when they were talking about the mixed match. That's
the
hard
match
to say.
Dude,
mixed match challenge. When it was just the commentators just standing there for it felt like 10 minutes, but it wasn't. But it felt like 10 minutes.
You mean you don't enjoy the YouTube videos where Shinsuke is meowing and?
No, I don't.
Dude, the only thing I don't like about it is the heels and faces, and it's all mixed match.
It is.
And it's
I mean, that's the point, though, right?
I guess, but it's like they're happy about it. It's weird. Like seeing Sammy, who's like a major heel now, hugging Becky Lynch. I was like, come on, she should be like, you're a little weird now, or something.
Calling Sammy a major heel is a little bit of a stretch too.
He's good too, man. I mean, come on.
I haven't looked. We're not even there yet, but I haven't looked at my SmackDown notes, and I wrote KO comes out with his kid brother.
That's true. That's true.
Because that's all it is. I wanted The Miz at the opening segment.
Well,
because
it started with
there.
Roman, dude. Come on.
Which is fine too. I love Roman Reigns. Unpopular opinion for most people, but I love Roman Reigns and everything he's doing and all the heat he gets for no actual reason.
Yeah, it's because he's the same reason why you're bored with Brock. Everyone else is bored with Roman.
Roman gets booed is GOAT.
Is GOAT? Yeah. That's your
notes. That's all you need to know about that. And then here's your guy,
Jason Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it, man. I just thought he came out. It was so funny because it's so awkward, but he plays it. He plays it off like he's not in on the joke, which I love. So it's
everybody else knows.
To move ahead a little bit too, it's like the thing I don't like about how I jump around a lot, man. I have ADD. People know this.
Do whatever.
Heard me before. Broken Matt Hardy to Woken Matt Hardy. I feel like Broken Matt Hardy wasn't really in on the joke. He just, it was great. Woken Matt Hardy seems to be in on the joke, and they're really trying to make it comedy.
He seems to be in on every joke, because he's sure laughing a lot.
Right, that's a good point, dude. Whereas, so back to Jason Jordan, it's like he plays it off to where he's not in on the joke, but it's very funny to me. I mean, I get it that he's a heel, and people are like, oh, boo this man, you both suck or whatever.
I mean, I feel like
it's funny to me.
I feel like the club said it the best. Jason Jordan is a nerd.
He's a nerd.
He's a nerd. That's what he is, and I think that's what they're going for at this point. Like, there's no reason for him to be anything else. There's cool Roman, there's cool Seth. Why not make Jason Jordan the official third member of the Shield, obviously?
And I just love the disappointed father look that Seth is always giving him.
That was the weirdest. We're a week late on it, but that was the weirdest. I think that was one of the weirdest tag teams in a long time.
Yeah, that was.
I thought Sheamus and Cesaro were weird. Now they're perfect. They're the best thing. They're one of the best tag teams on Raw. They're so fun to watch. Yeah. But then there was this, and they won, and I'm like, I don't know what to think about this. I'm fine with it, but it's weird.
I agree. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like sometimes WWE books in the moment, which is cool, and sometimes they book too long run of an idea, I guess. They kind of didn't have a choice to book out of the moment this time because Dean got hurt. Like, what do you think? If Dean didn't get hurt, they were winning those titles. Like Dean and Seth were winning those titles that night. No, because I feel like they're not. I feel like Roman's going to be dropping the IC title soon too to The Miz because
I hope so.
Mania is coming up faster than people think. I mean, they're going to start booking towards that, and I don't see any of the Shield members going into Mania as any sort of champion.
So do you think he loses it at the Rumble?
We talking Roman?
Yeah,
I do. I think obviously I think The Miz is. The Miz is perfect for the IC title. I know people are bored of seeing it, but it's like...
I'm not. I could watch The Miz read a book and be happy.
He makes guys. I mean, it's just Bo Dallas and Curtis. I mean, it was amazing.
The Miz Taraj is so good.
And the way they went off Raw, I just see, I see they're going to bring Miz back big time. And it's funny, too, because whenever he comes back, he always gets that big babyface cheer. And still still towards the end of it, he gets booed. Like, he's so good at being a heel.
He's just a dick, and it's awesome. No, well, I didn't do that on purpose, but, I mean, that's his thing. He's awesome. That's what he does. I remember back when The Miz first started, I hated him. And not heel hate, just like, he was not good. And now if you look at him now, if you would have told me then what he'd be now, I would have called you insane.
Oh, 100%.
Crazy person.
Yeah, the guy's done it. He's just stuck with it. That's the thing. And it's like, he's paid his dues. He's done all that. And he's come up, he pretty much came up in WWE, like learning everything right there, doing it all, doing everything he can to become, that guy coming from the celebrity world, the reality world. I mean, obviously this has been said a million times. It took him a while to get, respect.
Yeah.
And
well,
he's earned
it's
it.
tough. Yeah. Absolutely. If not, he might be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
My man Honky Tonk still holds that down, man.
I guess if we're talking still real wrestlers.
And then Santino's right up there because the Honkameter was my favorite part of any IC title run of all time.
Santino. Again, think about where he debuted and how different he became, because he was a serious competitor for a little bit. I mean, he beat Umaga his first match for one title. I think it was the U.S. title, or was it the IC? Was it the IC? It was one of them. Yeah. It was one of those mid card belts, and he just got picked, quote unquote, out of the audience, and it was very funny.
It was great stuff, man.
Umaga was one of those big men that was like good, but he was I didn't care. I mean, rip, but I just didn't care about him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he did what he was there to do.
He was a great
which
heel,
was hurt people. He was a good heel. But I guess that was the point.
Oh yeah, 100%. He reminded me. I mean, when Rusev came along, I saw a lot of Umaga and Rusev, and I'm a huge Rusev fan.
I love Rusev.
I was a big Umaga fan. I liked what he did. I thought the thumb to the throat thing was fucking incredibly.
It was cool, but
crazy though, because it was like that move could kill somebody.
It reminded me of like a Mankind kind of move.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, Mankind.
But just imagine that, someone jamming their thumb as fast and hard as they can into your fucking Adam's apple.
Yeah, but he knew how to do it, because I'm pretty sure it never actually injured anyone.
Dude, that's the other thing. Yeah, imagine doing that.
He was
and then
a safe worker.
Yeah, oh my god. I'd be dead, man. It would be awful. You'd be talking out of the cane box. It'd be no good, dude.
Yeah.
So let's go to your notes, because I have ADD. I know we jumped around a lot.
You're gonna have to read these on your own, because there's some gems in here.
All right, let me just
Holy God, it's the club. 2 sweets everywhere.
I loved that, man, and I love how they're booking Finn now as a tweener type guy.
It's perfect.
Like, he's definitely making fun of people. He's doing his thing. He's not super babyface Finn the way they had him, going his whole pretty much main roster career. So I'm really digging that. I like the tweener guys anyway.
I fear one thing the most. They're not going to do this long enough.
I feel like they are, and I feel like I see
I hope you're right.
A very good heel, because I don't see them, Vince or whoever, I'm not going to speak for anybody, but I don't see them seeing Finn the way some fans see him as like the major guy, and I feel like, yeah, exactly, OVER. I just feel like this is going to be Finn's way of getting there.
They have to be in on that joke too, because they made a shirt that said it.
Oh yeah.
So I want them to go far with this, because it's the best.
And I'm happy for Finn, but I'm more happy for Gallows and Anderson.
Because they were just taking pins every week.
Dude, and those guys, if you listen to any podcast they're on or ever hear them talk ever, it's the greatest shit in the world. Like,
them on Jericho's podcast is the best. Talking shop on Jericho's podcast is the best. Other than ours. We're the best.
No, I'll take them 100%.
Okay, sure. Yeah, Jericho's better than us. I'll give him that. Maybe everything else, I don't know, but I'll give him the podcast.
They're hilarious, and they were huge in New Japan and Ring of Honor. It's just like those guys, they're great, man, and I'm glad to see that they're finally, hopefully, going to get a good rub. I just see the club. I wish it was just the club or something. The Balor Club. I don't know.
I think it's technically going going to be the Balor Club, because it's BC.
Yeah. But yeah, either way, I don't care. I'm not going to nitpick. I'm just happy to see all these guys fucking
doing something, first of all, and being really entertaining while doing it.
And if Dean doesn't end up turning on Seth when he comes back, I see they just kind of planted like a seed for like a real Shield versus a Bullet Club. And
I feel like
hand quotes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
In the future.
I mean, it's still #BC.
Right.
Which is why they just went with
life.
Balor Club.
Right.
Now I feel like that's perfect. They can't turn Dean when he comes back. What? I don't remember. Do you remember his injury?
Dean's?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
It's okay.
I fucking got lost in thought thinking about how cool it is.
that could happen?
No, that Braun killed Brock and Kane.
My God.
See what I'm saying, man? Like, keeping my focus is
that's
tough.
fine.
That's why when Braun comes on, I'm focused, because I'm like, some
Braun
weird shit's
is
about
one
to
of the
happen.
best parts. And I have no beef with that segment. I don't. However, hilarious, unintentionally.
I think it was intentional.
Okay, yeah, it was hilariously overdone. Where did he get why is there a grappling hook?
Do you know what I find funny is that's what people on the internet were so concerned with, and I'm like, he just killed 2 guys. Who cares where he got it from?
Kane and Brock, they're past their prime. Where'd the grappling hook come from?
And the best part of that whole segment, who knows, man? But I'm gonna start carrying one with me 100% of the time, because you never
just
know
for
when it's
that,
gonna
you never
come
know
in
when you're
handy.
gonna pull something down. His aim was precise.
Dude, fucking one-shot Strowman.
I could never do that on purpose.
I'm pretty sure that was pre-taped. It had to have been.
Maybe. I don't know.
Again, he's a god, so who knows, man? I mean, he
I
could
feel
have
like
done it.
he can do no wrong. Braun can do no wrong.
Dude, and then the other funny thing,
He
it's
did
like
murder people.
everyone's helping Brock get on the stretcher, put him in Kane. They just
Like,
and there was a
I got
camera guy.
this.
I don't know if you saw. He got taken out.
Was it really?
Oh yeah,
I
dude.
missed that.
And it was just like, Brock, we gotta save Brock.
Yeah.
The other great thing about that whole
I think it's because
segment,
Brock got something dropped on his fucking head.
how good is that segment that we've been jumping back to it with every segment we've talked about so far. We're still in the opening and we're talking about that. But
Right.
Brock's cell job when he got tossed into that shit and that thing fell on his head, dude, it was so good, man.
I think that was unintentional.
That was unintentional, but I'm talking about him launching.
Oh,
both
his
of them
cell was
launching into it.
fantastic.
It was amazing.
The thing, I was a little concerned. I don't care about Brock, but as far as person's health, I was a little concerned about that because it looked like maybe a corner could have hit him,
yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh, that didn't look right." It's
Luckily,
kind
I
of
don't
like
think he has a neck anymore, so it must have just been
that's
like quick.
fair point. It's kind of like how I felt with Enzo.
Yeah.
That one I'm still not sure about,
Oh,
but the fact that they had a backstage segment after it made me feel a little better about it.
You talking about his ankle?
Yeah.
Oh, that
but
was a work, 100%.
I know,
yeah.
but he sold it really well.
Yeah.
I mean, he oversold it, obviously, but like that made me think maybe it was because it did buckle weird. When they played the replay, I was like, yeah, that's weird. I've seen things like that before and have them been
That's because he
injuries.
he was wearing LeBron's shoes, so
He
obviously
wanted to be like,
choked.
look at these.
Yeah. No, but his fucking that knee he took though was legit, dude. That thing that cut him open, man.
Oh yeah.
That was gross. And you know what's funny, dude? Is like now when I see blood, I'm like, that was the hard way. Because it's that's the one thing about the no blood rule is it's like now when you see it, you're like, oh, that dude's hurt, or that dude just definitely took one to the forehead.
Well, I mean, there's still some blood spots every now and then, like
Exactly,
on pay-per-views.
but they're so, like-
but then you sometimes you just kind of know when they're legit, you know.
Dude, the Attitude Era, dude, they have backstage
Oh,
segments,
God.
people getting blood. It's just
This,
like,
oddly enough, this episode kind of reminded me of older eras of wrestling.
dude, it was the opening segment, the end segment, Enzo getting blood. I mean, some of the
There was
matches
blood,
were really
yeah.
good. I thought
There was
Shelton,
the Braun segment; he was destroying shit.
Right. Not Shelton. I thought
Let's talk about that for
no,
the whole podcast.
I know. I thought the Bar versus Titus Worldwide, like that was like an old Attitude Era thing where it's something out of the blue. You weren't expecting them to win, and
I was so happy.
Oh yeah,
And I am
Brooks
gonna.
was so
I
good-looking.
love
Yeah.
Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
I am so happy because I like Dana Brooke anyway. But I'm so happy she's finally got something to do. She was doing nothing.
She's taking notes. She's still doing nothing, but
Okay,
it's awesome.
yeah, but like she's doing nothing with a purpose.
Right.
Titus Worldwide is
Dude, can we
is
talk
special.
about Apollo's fucking that when he did the backflip into Cesaro's arms there? How amazing that spot was.
Yeah, I like Apollo
From the
Crews too.
from the bro kick too. Like he missed that, does the spot,
Mm-hmm.
lands in Cesaro perfectly. Like that whole segment, I thought that was great.
Apollo is another one they kind of messed up at the beginning and are now correcting. Titus, he's always kind of been mid-cardy to low-cardy.
Apollo and Cesaro, both to me, I know I get shit for this, but they're almost like this. I love watching them in the ring. Both of them, like personality-wise, though, I don't see them being. I don't know, man. I just see like the way WWE books guys. You need a brawn. You need a character. You know what I'm saying? Whereas they're great in the ring. They're great dudes. Cesaro's getting closer to it now that he's a heel.
Yeah.
But they both have that. They always want to smile.
Cesaro could do it. He won't because they won't let him.
Right.
But he is getting better. He's better as a heel.
They're both
like
just
you said.
character-based to me because I think they can go. There's nothing. They can
Cesaro's
go in the ring.
arguably the best wrestler in the business.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you look at actual technical wrestling, he's it. Like he's probably number one or two, maybe AJ Styles, because he's fantastic. But work
Phenomenal.
on phenomenal. Sorry, I didn't want to be that guy.
I'll be that guy.
You could be that guy. Just sell out. That's fine. Phenomenal all day.
Speaking of selling out, we are brought to you by Coca-Cola. No.
Oh no, but I mean, if Coca-Cola looking for people to sponsor, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I look good in red.
I don't, but I can.
So basically what I'm trying to get at is, Braun Strowman's the man.
Braun Strowman is the best, isn't he?
Yeah.
I will actually talk about that segment the entire time. I don't even care. It was the best segment of the night, easily, and he murdered people. So it kind of reminds me of when Randy Orton burned down Bray Wyatt's house.
Oh yeah, that was another one. Yeah,
He tried.
stole everything.
That was like he could have. That was arson. First of all, it could have been. It was arson. He burned down a house. It could have been. Say there was someone in the house. It could have been potential murder as well.
Dude, Sister Abigail was in the house.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, Sister Abigail isn't real until she shows up on TV for real. As a person.
She did.
As a person that isn't Bray Wyatt.
Did you just assume his gender?
Yes, I did. One of two.
One of two.
Ugh. So next up, we are not even past we're barely past the opening segment.
This is just how I roll, man. We'll just go through it.
Bouncing around, nothing wrong with it. I just want to cover it all.
Get to it.
Cover it all. Yeah, I got beef with Kurt Angle for saying his catchphrase every time he's out in the public eye.
Yeah.
Let's speculate. Let's speculate. Who was he on the phone with? Do you remember the segment where he was on the phone with a former diva? They were divas at the time. Whatever. Women's wrestler. Who was it?
Well,
they hadn't been in the ring for, I think he said years, many years.
Wasn't China.
It's not. It's definitely not China. Rip her too.
Wasn't Nicole Bass.
I don't know who that is.
Rip.
No, well, definitely wasn't her either.
Mae
Young.
Wasn't Mae Young.
Oh.
If it was, dude, I would be so fucking pumped.
Zombie
Mae Young? Holy shit. She would win.
It's Kane's hand child.
Mark Henry's hand child?
Was it Mark Henry's?
Yeah, dude.
Why was it? Wasn't it white?
No, I don't know. Well, Mae Young was white.
I guess. But so who was it?
I don't know, man. I think it was probably someone along the lines with a Trish or a Lita or
It's Lita.
Yeah, someone along those lines.
Because it's not Beth Phoenix. She's doing the commentary, I think, for that. Unless she enters from the desk. That's happened before, so.
Yeah, there's Molly Holly. I mean, it could have been any of those girls. I think.
Is Molly Holly a draw, though?
I mean,
I say no.
The Women's Rumble's a draw right now because it's the hot thing to do.
That's true. So anybody can show up.
Right.
The cool
that's
thing,
not me being mean.
No, that's true.
It's true. Mostly males watch that stuff and they want to see Braun kill people. So it's like,
if you're looking for a draw for males specifically, Lita or Trish.
I'm just talking their demographic. It's pretty out there, people know. But I would say Lita, Trish.
I think Lita's my number one, especially for who I want. Or actually, Trish might be my number one because of Mickie James.
Yeah, that'd be.
They could tell a small story in the Rumble about their past, and that'd be cool.
That would be dope, dude. Yeah.
How about both?
It's probably gonna be.
I don't know who he was talking to, but I would like both.
I think they have 10 girls on the roster, so they need to fill that thing out, man. I think you're gonna get a lot of Mae Young Classic girls too, like people that not
at
the average
least
fan
like
knows.
3 or 4, probably.
Right. And,
well, there'll be Peyton Royce or Billie Kay, probably Peyton Royce or both.
Yeah.
What if they enter as one entrant together? So there's technically 31. That's never been done before.
Didn't think.
I don't think.
No. Yeah,
the iconic duo enters as one spot.
Yeah, didn't Mick Foley enter as all 3 of his characters? So
I don't count that, but yes.
27.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he did do that.
Yeah. I never thought of that before.
But that'd be pretty cool. They enter at 22 or something because they're a duo.
That could happen, yeah.
I'd like it. I mean, I love those two. They're fantastic. So much charisma, and I cannot wait until they get a tag title.
Spitballing right now, dude.
Yes.
Who, of the current roster, let's not talk about a Trish, or who would you have?
Yeah, it's not going to be a return winner. Why?
Who would you have win that Women's Royal Rumble? I mean, Asuka, I believe, is the big
Asuka's
pick.
going to win.
You think
I
so,
don't.
though? 'Cause
yes.
that's a match she could technically get
lose
over.
without feeling. Yeah. Okay.
Because she's already got everything she needs to be in a title.
I know,
but
then, but then, what's the reason?
Dude, I agree with you. I think Asuka's gonna win, but I'm trying to talk you out of it.
I know. If Asuka doesn't win, it has to be a winner from SmackDown then.
Yeah, it very well could be, or it could just. I mean, Charlotte's champ, right? So is she gonna be in it?
No. I would assume Alexa Bliss and her are gonna have matches.
Right. So
for whatever. But maybe. What if Alexa Bliss has a match against Asuka at the Rumble? Then Asuka wouldn't be in it.
True.
So she couldn't win or lose it.
Or she could, win the title. Alexa Bliss. You never know. Maybe Carmella is just,
I want Carmella to win.
Win that.
I don't even know if she's in the Rumble, but I want her to win everything.
Win that and have the money.
Carmella is like number one for me on SmackDown, and maybe both. I love Carmella. She's great.
Yeah, she's
talk about improvement.
Package. Right, yeah.
Her and Bliss both
started
kind of rough.
Yeah.
But now they're both arguably. I feel like Carmella has some of the most charisma on SmackDown.
Oh yeah,
and easily Alexa Bliss on Raw.
I mean, it's crazy that how much Alexa Bliss has taken over her role in she's made it. I've said this before on other podcasts. It's just like when she comes on the screen, you're into it because she can cut a promo. She's got the best facial expressions for anyone on the female roster, in my opinion. I mean, she can sell a match with a look, and that's crazy.
She has and does. It's awesome.
And her dichotomy right now with Nia Jax and everything, I love all that, man. So I just see she's a star in my mind, so I'm glad she's perfectly placed right now on the roster as the champ.
She's doing real well, too. I mean, I'm never bored
with
Alexa Bliss. And I like Absolution, too.
Yep.
As a whole.
Yep.
I mean, I liked Paige before, whatever. But as a whole, I'm enjoying what they're doing. I feel like they're all pretty good. They're all good wrestlers. I think Paige is hurt. That's why she hasn't wrestled, right?
Yeah. She's kind of just taking a seat right now.
But Mandy Rose was a good wrestler. Don't remember the other one's name. Sonya?
Yep.
Is Sonya? I know. Yeah. Well, there's her and then there's Sarah Logan on the other side, right? Okay.
Dude,
so
I get them all confused.
because
I know them all, but if I'm talking about each team, it's like I just confuse them all. Like, I don't know why, but it's just, I mean, it's obvious. They are very similar.
Well, yeah, and that's on purpose, similar. And I feel like there's a reason.
I do too.
Do you think these two meet at Raw 25 or something? Maybe like that?
I think something...
There's got to be a reason behind this, right?
Right. I think there's way too much similarities to not have an angle in store. I don't know what it is. I mean, it could be that they're all in it together, or it could be a Wyatt versus Shield thing towards the end of the line. You know what I mean?
I'm fine with either of those.
I am too,
things.
but there's so much alike that they have to align, I would imagine. I think it would be cool for like a Bullet Club type thing, whereas you got guys in Ring of Honor, you got guys in New Japan.
Yep.
You got them all over the place. If you had that type of Bullet Club type feel where one's on Raw, one's on SmackDown, but they got to meet, and hopefully at Raw 25 they meet and they
at least acknowledge that they're the same people.
Right.
Something.
There's just so many similarities, so many.
I wrote down that I was super not interested in this match though that they had.
Yeah,
Absolution. It was Absolution versus Bailey and Sasha Banks.
Yep.
Who we talked about this on Monday. Neither of us are really. We don't care.
Yeah, it's because I think now they're getting all this new blood too. It's just some of the girls that have been the focus have lost me a little bit along the way with no real character development.
Right.
They've kind of been the same person throughout. A lot like the John Cena thing for all those years where he was just John Cena. Like when he came out, he didn't, all of a sudden, I need something from one of them. Either one of them turns on one of them or something crazy happens where, Sasha, I believe, is born to play a heel. I don't know why. Bailey's born to be a babyface, but like, I just feel like they need to do something to switch it up. Just something.
No, I agree. I've never really been a huge Bailey guy anyway, but I will admit that they very much screwed her up as well on main roster, which
a lot of it's booking, dude.
You could be saying that about so many people right now, and it's unfortunate.
Right.
Ty Dillinger is another one who's just doing nothing. He hasn't even been on TV in like a month.
Right.
Actually, he was on a couple of weeks ago for the United States thing, I think.
Yeah.
But even then, he lost. Who cares? Right. He's useless right now, and it's too bad because some of his NXT stuff was amazing.
Dude, that's one thing everybody wants everybody to get called up and do this and do that.
Why?
Every time I look at it, I'm like a guy like Ty is a guy that 100% he was doing big things at NXT, and I'm pumped for him to be on get a main roster deal and all that stuff. But it's just like if you want exposure, if you want all this, if he'd stuck down there and became champ and then moved up, maybe that would have helped him out a little bit more. Whereas a lot of these guys that get called up and then they just kind of almost get lost in the fray a little bit. I mean, Bobby Roode, for example. I mean, he was doing big things, and then
he's gonna win the United States Championship.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
I'm hoping with the match I'm hoping for it. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it'll be him and Jinder Mahal. However, I'm hoping for him and Xavier Woods. Right. Because I know Xavier Woods is a good wrestler, even though he never wrestles as opposed to the other two.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, dude.
But he's a good storyteller as well, just because he's part of the New Day and they always tell a good story. They do, so I really want to, and they're technically both faces right now. So I just kind of want to see the dynamic between those two, as opposed to obvious heel Jinder Mahal, which it's gonna be, versus obvious face right now Bobby Roode, which I also have a problem with. That he's a face.
He's a face, yeah.
But he's a good. I mean, he's not doing much, but when he is, he's doing the whole glorious thing. I'm wearing his shirt.
I noticed.
I got the glorious shirt on. I love Bobby Roode, but they need to get going. They need to, before it dies down. I mean, obviously he'll always have the glorious thing. He'll always have that. That's always going to be a thing. He will be just as over as a heel. He'd be more over as a heel
if they just NXT character. He
that's
was a
what
heel,
I'm saying.
But he was a tweener. People liked him because he was an asshole. You know what I mean? Like that's what people like sometimes.
And that's perfect. That's how it should be. I don't understand why every time there's a call up, they have to change something.
I know.
I mean, with Ty, they just don't do anything. They're just like, here. They gave him. I'm pretty sure they fed him to Dolph Ziggler first, just like they did Bobby Roode, if I remember correctly. And it was awful. Shinsuke as well, but he's in the main event scene.
Oh yeah,
kind of.
No, he's main evented the last few, even though he's like in the tag team with Randy Orton, sort of.
Shit. I'm so sick of Randy Orton.
Oh come on, man!
I'm so sick of Randy Orton.
He doesn't bother me as long as he's not winning titles right now. Like I like him being where he's at.
Yeah. I agree.
See, the thing is too is when his music hits, I get excited, and I can't really explain why, but it just it's like, dude, it's Randy Orton. He's been around forever. He never really has done too much for me, but he's like the most pop I've ever had for that guy was the whole Bray Wyatt thing. So I think ever since then, I'm just like, you know what, I'm on board with him. I'll let him do his thing until he runs out of steam or whatever.
Randy to me is probably one of the most boring veterans still around. And now he has a fuckboy haircut for... is he going to shoot a movie or something? That's probably
I dig it, man. Let the man do his thing.
I don't want him to do anything. I want him to go away.
He's married. He's got a cool wife. He's fucking
like
living it up.
Him and Brock Lesnar need to find an island together and just go to it forever. Never come back to the WWE.
All right.
And I'll be a happy man.
So you just need a break from them.
What?
You just need a break. You were pumped about all Raw 25 guys because it's nostalgia.
Yeah, because they're gone.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You need a break.
I'll give you this.
Brock gives you a break every week, and you're still complaining about it.
That's because Brock sucks. I'd rather take Randy every day of the week as far as watching them on television than have to look at Brock's dumb baby face at all.
Randy's storytelling, though, I feel like it's fluid, man. And he's
don't get me wrong.
Good in the ring for somebody. He doesn't do backflips. He doesn't do that. But what he does do is he tells good stories for the most part in the ring. If he's in there with somebody who can go. You know what I mean? Like, if he's in there with a Bray Wyatt, it's iffy. If he's in there with AJ Styles, though, it's a great match.
And then he just RKOs people at the end and wins all the time.
Yeah, which is awesome because his finisher is the only finisher in WWE that still finishes people with one shot.
I do love the RKO. Mostly for the meme, but I love the RKO. Right. I was talking... the backstage segment with AJ, him, and Shinsuke. Shinsuke was the best, obviously.
Too sweet in the title,
yes, that was perfect. Anytime Shinsuke is on television, which is... like, anytime he does a segment on television, it's perfect. It's great. Even though he can't speak barely a lick of English.
I think they're handling him a lot better now. Like, they have him in a lane where they're not... like, for a while there, they're having him cut fucking promos in the middle of the ring. Yeah. And it's like, that's the one thing he shouldn't be doing right now. No slight to him, because the guy... I mean, he's... for someone just comes over here, he speaks English fucking perfectly fine. It's better than me half the time. So it's like, I just feel like focus on his wrestling, his little things, his little cadences, where he's funny without being over comedic, or he's very over, which is why it's like funny. You know what I'm saying? So it's just let him do his thing, and I really feel like foreshadowing a little bit. I mean, he's my pick to win the Rumble or whatever.
Oh, you know, I was thinking that too.
I see big things in store for him, especially the way they're kind of keeping him on. In your mind, but on the back burner.
That would be so nice. AJ, assuming AJ keeps the title till Mania, which he will. Having Shinsuke and AJ in a match at WrestleMania would be an indie Mark's fucking wet dream. And it's perfect.
And they kind of, in my opinion, they don't owe you anything, but I feel like they owe that. WWE owes that to the fans because it's like every time WrestleMania comes around, it's just like, matches that they wanted to book. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's Brock versus Goldberg. It's Shane McMahon versus AJ. It's gimmick kind of matches, whereas I feel like those are two guys, if given the right amount of time, could tell a story that could like New Japan makes waves every time they have a Wrestle Kingdom or every time they have a big pay-per-view because it's focused on the matches and the storytelling.
Which it should be.
Exactly. Whereas WrestleMania is still focused on the story or wherever they're going to go the next night instead of thinking about that night. Whereas they could focus on, if you have AJ Styles and Shinsuke, they would tear the fucking house down. Because they've done it before. I
miss long booked feuds.
Yep.
Some of them, I can understand why they don't do it anymore because the attention span of people like myself and you are like nothing.
I can handle it more now.
Right.
But yeah.
But we're wrestling fans. We're fans of the product. So we want a build. Like, we want something to mean something.
Right.
A Shinsuke, I think that'll be an okay build because I think if Shinsuke does win the Rumble, they'll build it from the Rumble to Mania, which is good, decent. But there were like 2-year feuds back in like the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression era, which was more my era, and then you were the prior.
Oh yeah, dude. I started with I've been watching wrestling since I was born. Like literally, my dad had wrestling on in the delivery room, so I've watched from the late 80s through the 90s to now. So I've gotten the whole gamut, so I can definitely see how things are going to be booked. And what I think is going to happen is Shinsuke's going to win the Rumble. They're going to do those two guys in tag matches all the way up until Mania, whereas they're partners. And then
you're probably right.
They're going to have a great match, and maybe someone will feel disrespected at some point, and that'll be the.
And then Randy Orton's in the match, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then he wins, and then I want to shoot myself.
Dude, that's the one thing I'm a little nervous about.
Randy Orton winning again?
No.
Because that's what I'm nervous about.
If you look at the way things are projected on, sites or whatever,
which
like,
I don't.
Like any site, really. I mean, they have projections.
Don't they have Ronda Rousey as a second place to winner, like winning the Royal Rumble?
For the Women's Rumble?
Yeah.
I'm talking long run, though. They have like a Roman versus Brock is, penciled in for WrestleMania for the title. And it's like the only thing that hurts that match for me is knowing it now, obviously, but knowing Roman's probably going to go over, and there's no Money in the Bank to tease throughout the match.
There's no reason. I like Roman. We've talked about this.
Right. I don't hate Roman.
We both are Roman. I'd say we're Roman fans, even.
I'm a Roman supporter.
You're a supporter. I'm a fan.
I don't hate the guy.
I like Roman.
All.
I buy his merch, whatever.
He's a give and take merch. I like his matches.
Yeah, but I get it. I get why. Right. I don't get the huge push, though. I like Roman. I don't understand why.
He's a good-looking guy, easily marketable. I mean, he's there to take the John Cena role.
I know.
I
know.
He's John Cena with darker, longer hair.
Is he, though?
He is. John Cena couldn't wrestle as good as he can now.
John Cena had more charisma, though.
Roman's got charisma, but it's different. It's like
he's
John
got quiet
charisma.
He's got quiet charisma.
Like, he can look at you and be like, all right, I get it.
I think that's what people don't like.
Well, that's exactly what people don't like.
John Cena's loud and very, he knows how to get his point across, whereas Roman, when he tries to get his point across, no one listens because they're all dumb marks, but so are we, who cares? He's too quiet about it. Like, come out, start yelling, who cares? He needs to be a heel. He needs to be a heel.
He's a good tweener right now.
Kind of,
You know what I mean? So...
Well, because he embraces the heat, which he should be,
dude.
And he should have been doing for a long time.
It's 2018. There's no more genders. There's no more fucking face or heels. Let everybody be tweeners.
They're kayfabe neutral.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
You just assume I'm a face.
Ugh, jeez.
I just think, you nailed it. I mean, Roman's the type of guy who can bore some people, but if you really look at it, you see what Vince sees in him, and he sees money, and it's like. People go to see him lose. People go to see him win. That's exactly what you had with John Cena, and that's what they have right now.
Yeah, I guess the comparison, obviously, that's what he's trying to be. That's what they're trying to do. But as far as comparison, if you look at both characters, they're so different.
They are different. Yeah. They're different and the same, though. You know what I mean? They both fight for the good. And people just kind of, I fought for my brother Dean in that match. It's like, did you really? Or you got booked against Mojo?
Maybe Roman Reigns needs a lime green SWAT vest.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And wristbands.
That's the one thing that's kind of holding him back, is he's only divvied up the vest a little bit. He's gone red one time, I think.
Red and like blue, and I think a gold one maybe, like a gold logo.
He could be selling a shitload of those things,
or at least shirts with the logos. Like, just do different colors. Who cares? I'll buy them. Sucker.
Honestly, I mean, I would probably be way more on Roman's bandwagon too, is if things didn't get out like they get out now. You know what I mean? Like, because you know that, you're kind of, when you see him, you're like, all right, let's just get to the point where he wins at Romania and see where it goes from there. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't even hate Roman, so it's not a point where I'm like, oh man, I don't want to see that. Because, I mean, if anybody, I'd rather see the title on Raw every week. Roman shows up every week. He gets a response. He doesn't bug me. I can see why he bugs other people, but there's so many built in.
I can and I can't, though. I love the heat he gets, but it's technically for no reason.
No, it's for the push.
It's because he was pushed. That's the dumbest reason on the planet. There are so many. Say, what if this was happening with someone who's super old? Shinsuke. You wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, because he's not pushed.
That's what I'm saying. What if he was?
Dude, if you ever go online, you see it. People hate Dean now. It's like anybody that gets pushed too long, it's like people just start to hate him.
It doesn't make any sense. What kind of fans are those?
It's like you said earlier, man. There's ADD, whereas people are just over things a lot faster than they used to be. So, like, people want, like, a Big Show thing where he's a face and then he's a heel, and then he's a face and then he's a heel. And it's like, and people are bugged with that. So it's like you can't win with some fans. So just.
And now he's gone. I don't know where he is. He'll probably be in the Rumble. Mark Henry, too.
Dude, he's going to come back with abs on his forehead because he came back in such good shape last time.
So large, but so in shape now. It's very odd.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same with AJ Styles. He's being pushed to the moon. Everyone loves AJ Styles. Granted, AJ Styles is not a good comparison to Roman Reigns. However, same scenario, really. He's like that guy for SmackDown right now.
AJ can have a match with anybody, though.
He could have a match with a broomstick and make it a 5-star match.
Roman's had some duds. They call it like it is or whatever.
It's getting better.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Like, I like his work in the ring more than anything, I think, granted, he just does the babyface thing where he gets beat up the whole match and comes back, but I like it, man. He sells so well. He really is good at that. And I like the guy. I think he's a good character and everything. But the thing about AJ Styles is he's older. He's did the whole circuit. I mean, everybody's just happy he's finally here, which is I think that they give him a pass for the push, or whatever. But also, he should be fucking champion of WWE.
He is.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, though. So people aren't like. He's earned that, man. I mean, whenever that guy steps in the ring...
All right, so say Roman's out of the picture.
Yeah.
Who is your other guy?
That's the thing, is they don't really have him.
Exactly. So, like...
I mean, you had Rollins for a while as a heel.
Rollins
was great.
Rollins should have been that guy.
Right, I agree. Because Rollins can do it all. Talk, fucking wrestle. I mean, he's another guy on AJ's level where he could have a match with anybody.
But then we'd be in the same situation with Seth Rollins. Promise.
Yeah, maybe.
It's too bad. It really is.
He was a good heel, though. He got some good heel heat.
He was a really good chicken shit heel.
Right.
Really good. Because he had J&J security, he had Kane. He could not be touched.
Oh, yeah.
And it was amazing. And I missed that Seth Rollins. I do like face Seth Rollins. I didn't at first because it's weird. And
face Seth Rollins
not right,
should have happened when he first came back from injury. That's the only mistake they really had. Because then they soft turned him. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a whole, he's face now. You know what I mean? Like when he came back and got that cheer, weird. You got to roll with that shit.
The fact that none of them are actually heels right now is strange to me.
Yeah.
One of them should be at all. Well, I like the Shield thing. That's fine. I'm glad they did it for a second, and then everyone died, and no one could do it anymore. But it's weird that one of them isn't.
Yeah, and it's like some people, are speculating that Dean's going to turn heel on Seth or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, man. They wrote a lot of checks that I think some people need to pay, like Braun getting, thrown, and
Braun needs to win the Universal
Miz
title.
fucking getting powerbombed. It's like, dude, all these guys need receipts on the Shield, whereas Dean got injured and they weren't able to really come back at it. So
now we get Jason Jordan.
Dude,
what are they? The Champions Club?
Dude, I don't know.
Official
Shield,
faction,
right?
the Champions Club.
Shit
I think that's what
Shield,
Jason Jordan called them.
I don't
The
know.
Champions Club. What a horrible name.
Yeah,
they are all champions.
That's the only reason why it didn't feel so epic to have the Balor Club versus the Shield, because the Shield
it wasn't
with Carlton.
It wasn't the Shield.
Jason Jordan, I've been calling him Carlton so much.
It was like 2/3 of the Shield and their kid brother.
Right.
Who's actually Kurt Angle's kid.
Yeah,
for
weirdly.
real, not kayfabe.
Yeah.
Actually his child.
Got DNA proof.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I wrote down here, I hate Finn Balor's finisher.
You do? You're not a big fan?
Nope. It doesn't look like it would... Sure, it would hurt. That's a man coming down on you. But it doesn't look like it should be finishing any match ever.
When he lands it, I see what you're saying.
It's so... Like, a lot of the times he kind of just rolls off of it. I mean, he's probably supposed to do that.
Right.
But I look at it and I'm like, all right, cool. There are way more, like, Jinder's finishing moves way better than that.
Dude,
the Coloss, I love it.
I'm not. It takes too long.
Okay, sure, but as far as impact and like, shout out to TNA. As far as impact and like power goes, it's better.
Yeah.
Coup de grace looks like he's grazing you with his ankles. And
I see it. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It bores me. I don't know.
But again,
that was one beef I had.
The size he is, he needs a move like that, like a swanton or
How
something,
long
because he can't do a.
Before Finn Balor's on 205 Live.
Oh no, I see him going pretty well with the Balor Club, dude. Like being straight serious right now, I think they're gonna do some big things, and I think eventually they're gonna turn them all. They're kind of tweening right now, but I think they're gonna just go full-fledged heel, and it's gonna be badass.
I hope so, and I feel like that's where they should be.
Yeah,
that's their purpose, but I feel like WWE will fuck it up. So I don't have my hopes up.
Have some faith.
In what? Where is the track record?
Brock Lesnar is your champion.
Where is the track record?
AJ Styles is your champion.
Fair enough. That was inevitable.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's terrible. I'll say it.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't listen because he'll kill me.
I'm a Brock fan, man.
Ugh. I'm glad we have one.
Everybody hates him until he shows up, and then you hear the crowd go nuts every week, dude.
I don't get it. I don't understand. He's gone for 1 week, and then he comes back a week later, and everyone's like, yay.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is it's the same promo every time. Like, you got to change that shit.
I love Paul Heyman.
I do too.
But you're right. It's the exact same every time.
Yeah.
This is Brock. He's going to kill everyone and then be your champion again and then go away for like 6 months. He'll be back at Elimination Chamber or something. And he probably won't even be there, to be honest.
Yeah, he's not.
That's a Raw. That's a Raw pay-per-view, I think.
Yeah.
It was SmackDown last year? Bray won.
Remember, man.
Bray won.
I smoked a lot of weed in my day.
I should have smoked more weed in my day.
Yeah. You can't remember it. I can't remember it. So maybe you smoked the right amount.
I think it was SmackDown last year, and Bray won. And that was his first.
You're right.
Unless I'm losing my mind.
No, you're right.
Because that was Bray's first and only, and probably will be only because they fucked him up royally. His only title run.
Yep.
Big title run. I think.
Yeah, he won it back.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a little give and take, I believe.
With Orton?
I think so.
Speaking of Orton, that was when I wanted to end my life because Orton was champion. Orton and Lesnar were champion at the same time. It was... talk about bad. You know you're in a bad state when Randy Orton... In 2017, when Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar are your two top champions. That ain't right. I don't like it. What else? Opening segment was AJ. We got that. That was an interview with Renee Young. And I wrote, boy, I would love to be Dean Ambrose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Bray Wyatt was champion.
Okay,
one
yeah.
time.
Once, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think he wanted
I had to look it up, dude. Sorry.
And then Orton burned down his house and killed
That's
Sister
right.
Abigail.
So, yeah, let's get to Renee. Smoking hot. I agree.
super hot.
And I really feel like she needs to be... They don't have a Miz TV over there where Talk is Jericho.
Yeah, it'll be back.
They don't have that kind of segment, though, where they can go with that. And I think Renee does a pretty good job of it. So, you know...
She's good. She's always been good.
Exactly.
I do have a problem with that was fine because it kind of opened everything. Whatever, that's fine.
It got awkward though.
It did
because it's like, dude, obviously it's weird.
But I don't like the in the ring interviews. Like when I think it's Charlie comes out and just interviewed Samoa Joe. It was whoever, I don't remember who it was, but someone came to the ring, interviewed Samoa Joe in the ring. I hate that. I don't know. It takes me out of it. I don't know why. I feel like interviews should be backstage.
I think those are more like they're going like the UFC type thing where after the fight,
on the spot.
Right. That's kind of what they were going for.
I'm not a fan.
Those don't.
But I get it.
But I get what you're saying. Yeah. But yeah, that segment was awkward. I mean, let's be honest. Until Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens came out,
they make everything better lately.
They made it better, yeah. And
or as I like to say, Kevin Owens and his kid brother.
Dude, I've noticed one thing about AJ though is his heel promos are 1,000% better than his face promos.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's just a good old Southern boy
right.
now. He's better as a heel as well, but I get why he's a face. it was kind of inevitable.
I loved it though when he was coming out there chanting his name when he was a bad guy, and he's like, "Yeah, that's my name. I know it, duh," or whatever he said. You know what I mean?
Is that when he was with the club?
I don't remember
because those were some great times.
So that kind of like snarky type thing, like like, I know I'm that good. Whereas,
he's kind of one of those guys that had to be transitioned before it was too late, and I feel like that's where the Miz is as well.
Yeah.
Even though he's such a good heel, there's gonna come a point where him and the Miz Taraj are faces.
Yeah.
Soon, this year probably.
I mean, Bo Dallas is a face to me already. It's gonna be tough sleeping without that tonight.
That
when
was
he hands him the Miz
photo. Amazing.
Dude, come on.
That whole segment, perfect. It was great, and no one interrupted that or anything, right? It was just they let it go, and then he said he wanted to kill Roman, and then he did.
Yeah, and then the music hit and he walked out.
Yeah, cool. All right. Usually, I'm so used to people being like, blah, 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 "I'm gonna kill you now."
Yeah, no, because they came out at the end and did their whole thing.
Yeah, and then they fucked him up. It was awesome. Yeah. So it ended with Miz standing tall over Roman, which is important because that never happens.
It's gonna happen.
Roman is always strong, and he didn't look strong. It was awesome.
He just went through a whole match where it was a 3-on-2 because they wouldn't tag in Jordan, man. So it's like Roman was tired.
That was man, I love the Miz. I cannot talk about. I can't talk at all. I can't talk enough about how much I love the Miz.
Yeah, I'm a fan, man. I think he's got it all. He's got everything.
All right, so I mean, we've pretty much got all of Raw, I think. Oh, other than Elias. Elias opened that segment with the Miz. And I think he's like a de facto member of the Miz Taraj, and that makes me really happy.
I think Bo and Kurt they're just his roadies.
That's all they are.
Yeah, and they're Miz's lackeys and his roadies, or co-stars, whatever Miz calls them.
I mean, we talked briefly about the cruiserweight match, but only that Enzo hurt himself. It was a pretty good match, though. I enjoyed it. I tried to watch 205 Live earlier.
Dude, that guy celebrated like he won the title, though. It took me out of it.
He won, though.
Yeah, but
probably still has a title shot. Yeah, but he probably still has a title shot, though.
Yeah, of course, because that's how they book things. It's like he's gonna have six.
That was kind of another reason. I thought, and maybe Enzo might have been hurt. They ended it real quick.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah,
but I mean, obviously, who knows? What was I gonna say? So, I was trying to watch 205 Live earlier, and then it started with TJP, and I couldn't.
Why, you're not a fan?
I fucking hate TJP. Yeah.
Ah, man, he's good in the ring, though.
He's great in the ring. It's another thing where his character's just off. He didn't dab though.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
He left that in
He's getting better.
2017.
He had mean face.
Yeah,
it was better than usual. He had mean face. He didn't dab, and I didn't watch the rest of the match.
Yeah, no, I'm not I never catch 205 Live.
I tried to watch it at work because I'm a terrible employee.
Yeah, no, that's just not my thing.
It's good television.
I watch it when I can. I mean, it's not like, but I don't go out of my way to get a hold of it.
It's fun. It's like one of those ones. I didn't want to watch it last night because 3 hours is obviously too much.
Right.
So after the 2 hours of SmackDown, I was like, yes, I get to go to bed. I don't have to wait another whole hour for Raw to be over. It was great. I wrote that down too. I said, I think I said way more excited about this. Yeah, way more excited because 2 hours. Perfect. Oh, we didn't talk about the Hardy match either because there wasn't much of a match.
Yeah, it was what it was. Kurt Hawkins, I think, was the best part of that.
Well, yeah, he's official.
Yeah.
But I have a problem.
With what?
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, it's not what they wanted.
It's not.
But they're not doing it right. It's just the way
nothing. He's not doing anything. He's laughing at Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's laughing back. Something's really funny, and no one's in on it. Except for them.
I feel like it could get good, but it's not right
We need more backstage, like, pre-film segments.
Right.
With, like, him doing wacky shit with dilapidated boat and all that.
Right.
Skarsgård.
It's too clean and in on the joke. Like, he's...
In on the joke is fine.
No, man.
But there's a joke that...
Broken Matt Hardy was that he was fucked up. Like, he didn't know. Like, this just seems like, I don't know, man. It's different. And a lot of people knew it was going to be different. People still wanted it. I still wanted it.
Different is fine.
Different is fine. And I don't mind the woke and broken. That doesn't bother me.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's the way it's being shot right now.
But they're not. They're ruining it. And I don't think Matt has anything to do with it either. I mean, he has something to do with it, obviously. But there's someone saying, hey, go out there and laugh in Bray Wyatt's face for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's just...
Something's not right. Something's not clicking.
Broken Matt Hardy talked in catchphrases, and woken Matt Hardy is hitting his catchphrases. Like, the laugh is a catchphrase now, and he has to hit it seems like.
Yeah, he laughs, and he says delete, that's it.
Right.
Which is fine for, like, the first two segments. Now
But
they've done it
even
for
the way
what,
they
like almost a month?
They keep the camera on his face in the backstage things. That bothers me. Like, I don't know, man. It's just not.
I feel like it's not going to be an unpopular opinion either, because
I think
a lot of
everybody
people
feels the
are
same.
not
People don't
okay
want to
with
admit
this.
it, though, because
No,
they wanted it.
Well, so do I,
Yeah.
and I still do, and I still want to see and will see where it goes, but I'm not. I want to be optimistic,
Right.
But it's really hard when all he's done for like a month is laugh
Dude, poor Bray Wyatt, too. Is that guy goes from one meaningless feud to the next.
and loses.
Yeah, I know.
Every single one.
I know.
He
has such a cool character.
I love Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, it's just.
And I've liked Bray Wyatt since the family too, like the Wyatt family, and it's funny to think that that's where Braun came from, because I don't associate them with each other at all.
No, because he's cleaned up nice.
And there'll probably be some. Oh no, he's not. Braun's
brother.
not in the Rumble. There was something about that last year, I think, though. There was like a small segment between Bray and Braun in the Rumble where they're like kind of like, "Hey, you were in our family, cool." And then there was Luke. That was when it all went to shit. Harper he turned on all of them because Randy was there. It was all fucked up. That was when they fucked it all up. Ugh. Daniel Bryan's going insane.
Yep. He's insane.
He's going absolutely mad.
I like it.
He's just like, hey, like in his own mind, he's like, hey, I need to wrestle now. But they won't let him for some reason, even though he's been cleared by everybody. Is it the lawsuit still?
Oh, you're talking like in real life?
In real life.
He's going crazy? Or are you talking
both. Everything.
No,
I feel like it's kind of leaking onto, like, on-screen Brian.
I think everything's worked out. I know there's some reports that he's turned down some stuff, but I think it's all... I think it's worked out, and I think what's happening is you're going to see it all played out. But I will say, in character, dude, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, I just don't understand how Shane McMahon just doesn't fire him. Like, in character. Yeah.
It's like... Yeah.
It's like Shane can only book SmackDown main events. I don't understand it. And like if Daniel Bryan is booking like
a lot of things could be ruined by kayfabe.
It's like, dude, just fire him. Like I don't.
Brock Lesnar and Kane would be dead.
It's like they're both too proud. Yeah, there's too much pride involved. Where they're like, nah, you're good.
That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I love the WWE though, because someone tried to blow up Vince McMahon. And someone did blow up Vince McMahon, and then the next week it was like, someone blew me up. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, like, it was a Benoit had something to do with that.
Hey, you can't talk about that.
Well, I can, man. I mean, I don't have any say in it.
No, you're on the blacklist now.
Yeah, I've always been. I just had a lot of bad comments in my day.
Can't talk about Benoit. He's a bad man.
Yeah.
Great wrestler, though.
He was just misunderstood.
Great wrestler, though.
Oh, yeah. No, he definitely went out like a piece of shit, but he was a great wrestler.
He was fun to watch.
He was.
I just wrote glorious in all caps.
That's pretty much... that covers SmackDown.
Yeah, there wasn't much going on.
No, we nailed it all, dude.
Fashion Police won against Rusev Day, and Rusev Day is arguably my favorite thing on SmackDown right now.
And Breezango, I feel
both
like.
of them, yeah.
It's just gold.
Breezango, you watched it, right?
Yeah.
Their outfits were bothering me. They're always like that.
They're awesome.
But these ones, for some reason, I was like, and then Fandango came out with his like his stride and his hand on his hip, and I'm like, oh god.
You know, it's funny.
Are they just going full gay on Fandango, or
no? He's just very
very feminine.
Yeah. Dude, it's funny though, because when those two are on your screen, if somebody walks in and you're watching wrestling, it's like I feel like I get
what
caught.
Are these?
No, but it's funny because it's like that same thing. If someone walked in on me watching porn, like I get that quick, like nothing's happening here. Like don't worry about it.
I'd embrace it. I'd be like, it's Breezango.
Yeah.
Super not gay, but they're amazing.
I love them, man.
Oh, I do too. I love Breezango. I love the Fashion Files. I wish there were just so much more of it, and I wish it kind of, as much as I loved them, I wish it ended sooner.
Yeah.
Because they dragged it out for what, like 2-3 months? Like it was a long time before, and it ended up being the Bludgeon Brothers.
WWE does that.
Who I like as well, by the way.
I just don't like their outfits. That's all.
I do because it's ridiculous.
It's funny because you don't like Breezango's outfits, and I don't like Bludgeon Brothers. So maybe that says a lot about our personalities.
Maybe, I don't know. But I like the Bludgeon Brothers. I don't care if no one else does.
Oh no, I like them.
You do. I do.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else does.
Their outfits were definitely just like sewn out like a Joanne Fabrics or something weird like that. They just look thrown together as fuck.
It's such like an old school gimmick to me.
Yeah,
it reminds me of like Road Warriors gimmick type deal. Like there's it's an actual character, which a lot of people don't get anymore. And a lot of the times it doesn't work out, and this probably won't work out either because no one lets it.
They're just
like Adam Rose.
They remind me of like angry bushwhackers from back in my
really
day.
Angry.
Yeah.
Really, really angry. Like have giant hammers angry.
Oh yeah.
But
I can't wait till those things come into play.
I mean, it's like I said, it's like characters.
Right.
Adam Rose should have worked. He was great, good wrestler, great gimmick in my opinion. I loved it, and just went away.
Yeah.
No one cared.
This is the thing though, is he's in the Ty Dillinger thing where I feel like it works in NXT, it doesn't work on the main thing.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing about working in NXT: Velveteen Dream, if he gets called up, not gonna work.
Right, because it's gonna be Brazongo. It's gonna
he
be
will end up.
Dolph
Mark
Ziggler
my
way
words.
back in the day, dude.
Mark my words. If Breezango is still around when Velveteen Dream gets called up, he will be with them within a month or two.
And it's funny because I also see a lot of gimmicks right now in NXT I don't see working on the main roster. Not because I wouldn't, but because I don't see them pushing them how NXT pushes it, really. Whereas everyone's taken serious, even if they're not serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's going to be ones that they're going to have to try to screw up, though. Like, that's kind of how I felt about Bobby Roode.
Velveteen Dream is not something you have to try to screw up, though.
He's
that
not
can
one of
very
them.
easily go
He's not one
south.
of them. He's definitely not one of them. But his opponent, his most recent opponent, is one of them.
Yeah.
Aleister Black. How will you screw that up? And they will, I'm sure, but how?
I think with him it's going to be size.
He's going to be Baron Corbin.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. That's not a bad spot for him, though, either. But I really feel like he could be more.
He needs the NXT Championship, first of all, at least once.
Right.
Before he goes anywhere. Same with Adam Cole.
I wish they would treat the NXT Championship more like
prestigious.
more like a almost like a Money in the Bank type deal. Whereas if they wanted to, they could go up to the main roster, cash it in on somebody, or
Well,
I just feel like that would be. I don't know. Give it some sort of.
Who
flair.
did that? Someone like kind of. They didn't do. Oh, Paige.
Yeah,
she didn't actually do it.
She
didn't actually do it, but it was kind of like a here you go. If you win,
she had to give it up.
Yeah,
though.
if you win, you're on the main roster.
I feel like something, but I feel like when they call up people who haven't won the NXT title, they never seem to.
Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, a lot of those guys, they just seem to.
I mean, he's the go-to because I feel like out of anyone on the roster right now, he's probably the most disappointing as far as call-ups go.
Ty?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because I can't think of... At least everyone's on TV for the most part.
It's funny, though, because when I don't know what you want to call this, but when I saw the guy in NXT, I was like, this is where he belongs.
Ty?
I was behind the guy. I liked the guy, and I liked everything about him, but I don't really fault them. I don't see what more
easily,
they could have done.
In my opinion, easily a mid-card guy. Like a belt guy.
That's what I'm
saying,
saying, though.
But he could have gotten a belt. Like, he could have been IC champ or US champ once. Something. But immediately they just threw him into a feud with nothing. Like, there was no reason for him to be in the feud he was in.
The other thing, too, though, is there's only so many titles. Like, everybody thinks this guy should be champ. This guy should be champ. It's like, as long as you're being booked, which is the only problem I have with Ty right now, is he's not really being booked too well. Like, even when he was in the tournament, it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just forget he's on the roster.
It's a bummer.
Right. Whereas, like, a guy like Hawkins, dude, it's like this whole... Like, he's doing something out of nothing. He's making his losing streak cool. You know what I mean?
He's another one that's not on TV every week. But when
you
he is, you're like, oh, he lost. Cool.
Right.
That's his thing now. He embraced it.
But he's
Ty has
doesn't
nothing to
need
embrace.
a title. You know what I mean?
Ty has nothing to embrace because
Right.
they're not giving him anything, and they never have.
But again, I hope this doesn't come off as being a dick. All I saw with that guy was the 10 chant. Like, I thought that was cool.
Okay, Bobby Roode.
I saw nothing
Bobby
else.
Roode's a glorious champ.
But Bobby Roode in TNA put on phenomenal matches.
Ty can wrestle as well.
He can.
Bobby obviously can wrestle. Sure, that's not a great comparison, but realistically, you take away the wrestling, they're both just gimmicks.
But
and I think both of them can wrestle.
A lot of people are gimmicks. You know what I mean? But I will say this, size-wise, if Ty Dillinger had that chant and was more Vince McMahon prototype guy,
that's a big problem.
He'd be way over. Well,
that's
what I mean?
That's why Braun is over. That's why Brock is over.
Well, Braun's over because he's fucking awesome. Dude.
Okay, I love Braun. Yes, we all love Braun. That's he's over because he's Braun.
Yeah.
But size-wise,
yeah,
Vince probably loves him.
Oh yeah.
Roman too. He's big, but he's not like huge. He's like muscly. He's a big muscly sweaty man. That's what Vince loves.
Yeah.
So
the thing about Tyler is it's just like when he's in there with certain guys. There's guys like Rey Mysterio where they book to come up from like Daniel Bryan. Like the smaller guys, they have to book them correctly. And a guy like Ty Dillinger and a guy like who else is another one that you can like a Kurt Hawkins? It's like when they lose, you're like kind of expect it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I definitely expect Kurt Hawkins to lose.
Right. But I even mean just if you were looking at the two guys visually in the ring, like a Kurt Hawkins versus Randy Orton, or Ty Dillinger versus,
Anybody.
Braun Strowman. It's
I know, but I don't like that. I like the underdog, and that's like even I guess Kurt Hawkins not a good example, but like I'm trying to think of someone who loses all the time. Like I guess Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows before they were doing what they're doing now. Yeah. They just lost every week for like a couple months. They were doing nothing with them, but how good they can be and how good they should be. They did get the tag titles once, right?
Yeah,
I think. But in my opinion, they should be like multi-time champions by now, and they were just not. They ruin it. I don't get how you can take so much talent and then just ruin it. There are too many people. I get that, but
the main thing is that, and they focus a lot on their main events, which is understandable. That's where your money's coming from. So a lot of the guys get lost in the fold. But again, a lot of people get blamed WWE, which is right. I mean, it's their product at the end of the day. But the under guys aren't. They have an opportunity. Like, you can get time to do things. You can do things.
But do they actually get an opportunity?
The thing is, Ty Dillinger has been on TV how many times?
Not a lot.
But a lot more than me and you.
That's true.
So it's like he's had an opportunity right then and there. If he's not making that impact in those times, how much more can WWE do? You know what I mean? Not do, but I just mean like when Jericho wasn't getting booked in WCW, that's the old story. He just was like, fuck it, I'm going to go out of my mind and do crazy shit so people remember me. And people were chanting for Jericho. And then when he comes over to WWE, he was a made man. You know what I mean? So it's like, you get TV time. Yeah, you got to stay within the boundaries of WWE nowadays, but you can still do a little. James Ellsworth, for Christ's sakes, was a jobber, a jobber, man. Like, he was just supposed to lose. That was it.
He's a hard jobber.
But he got TV time, and he made us remember him. You know what I mean? So and boom, the guy got a contract out of it. So as much as you want to blame WWE, or not just, I'm just saying you because you're here, but
I'm here. I had nothing to do with it.
As much as people want to blame WWE for certain things, I see where some of these guys are just like when they're getting the way they're getting booked.
Well, basically, if there's no room for you, like if there's no reason for you to James Ellsworth had a reason.
Right.
He was over with the fans at the time. Not near
from
the
one
end.
Appearance.
Yeah, from one appearance with Braun, and he just got murdered.
Right.
Because that's what Braun does. But then the push started to have him back, and then he came back on SmackDown, and everyone loved him because he was the underdog.
It was his look and his promo.
He was goofy, and he was
and it was
silly.
His promo.
Yeah.
Any man with two hands, people remember that, and his look.
Awesome.
Those are the two things people remember. Ty Dillinger's got a goofy look.
But he's got a tent. His chant was so over in NXT.
Right.
Bobby Roode's was so over in NXT, but moved over because they gave him. They almost fucked him up. They almost did the same thing with him that they did with Ty. Now they're just now finally trying to push him into a title scene, you know? But it was almost bad.
Yeah. I'm a huge Bobby Roode fan, but
Me too.
Again, he's somebody I think where if he's a heel, he comes off so much better. Like, that's why it's like, I don't know. Ty Dillinger has a perfect opportunity. If they were to give him something, he turns heel and just turns his back on the fans, he'd probably get way more over and a little further up the card.
I feel like if Baron can be a champion, Ty can be a champion.
But Corbin, I can see glimpses of what...
He's a big man.
He's a big man, but he's got some sweet moves, man. I mean, End of Days is dope. Like, when he's in the ring, he tells some cool stories. Some of his matches have been kind of cool.
Yeah, no, sure.
And his entrance is fucking insane. Like, I like that guy.
I like Baron.
It's nothing to do with him. His music and his Titantron, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is so badass, dude, when he comes out.
Baron Corbin is a big, badass, balding man, and it's hilarious. Right. But that's my opinion stands. I feel like if he can be champion, a lot of people can be champion. Because he's an okay wrestler.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He's a storyteller.
Right.
I feel like Ty can be both.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Right.
Like, we know from NXT, we don't know what he can actually do on main roster.
Again, I'm just saying, I agree. And I just think it's more 50-50 in his case, though, because he's gotten some opportunities. Sure. He's got the crowd behind him. They've put him on TV when he first debuted. They gave him a few matches and everything, and it's just like... As soon as his matches were done, though, you didn't hear much more about him. And then, his chant was more over than he was, is what I'm getting at.
Maybe I'm just a bigger mark than anybody. I don't know.
No. I'm just trying to put it into perspective, dude. Yeah, because
coming out at 10 in the Rumble, awesome.
Yeah, that was sick, dude.
That's so good.
Again, I could take him or leave him. If he's on my TV, I'm cool with it. But if he's not there, I'm not like... Whereas Braun, I'm like, when he comes on, I'm like, awesome. I'm going to sit through this. If Ty Dillinger comes on, it's like... Yeah, I mean, maybe this will be good. It's a maybe factor, I guess.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. I guess he was just entertaining, and I felt like he should have gotten a bigger opportunity, but what are you going to do?
I see with him what I saw with some, like I was a Daniel Bryan fan, but people would always say, he's just a chant. He's just a chant. It's like, no. Now I look at Ty Dillinger like that, so maybe you see Ty how I saw Daniel Bryan, and it's just confusing for everybody.
Maybe, yeah, because, I mean, look at Daniel Bryan. Well,
exactly, that's what I mean.
Now,
right, but that's what I mean. He was
now
championship
he
material
actually
at one point.
is just a chant.
Right.
Because he can't wrestle.
Yeah, I think
he
it's
can.
change.
He can. They won't let him.
I agree.
And I'm pissed. And so is he.
So, yeah, man, so that's what we got right now.
That pretty much covers it all.
I think this was a lot more all over the place, which is the way I think we're gonna just call
Whatever.
it in the ring. And I think that's Still Real After Party's first wrap. What do you want to say? You got more to say? You got
no. Hey, I'm here now.
I like that our first episode spent mostly on Braun and Ty Dillinger. Who would have thought those two names?
Okay, well, every episode is going to be about Braun.
Oh yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, I'm a Braun mark.
That will be that's confirmed. I'm confirming it. Every episode will be at least probably 50% Braun.
Yeah, I mean, Menza. I don't know. But I know I got a lot of guests lined up, guys. So stay tuned for those. I mean, we're gonna try to get them in sporadically. A lot of names you guys know too, so it'll be pretty cool. And let's make this a thing now every week.
And if you hate me, I hate me too.
So yes, for Jake and for the rest of us at the Still Real After Party SRAP, I think that's a wrap.
ST.
T?
Wait, SR. No, you're right.
Yeah, I know.
I'm thinking spelling. I can't do it.
Hey guys, peace, love, and leg drops. We out.